What happens if you ignore a narcissist after the discard? The basic thing to know about people who suffer from narcissistic personality disorder is that while they may have many gifts and talents, including being intelligent, witty, charming, and having plenty of business sense, forming and maintaining intimate relationships is not one of them. Their relationships are usually very shallow, no matter how much love they profess to have for you. Many narcissistic individuals are quite capable of assuring you that you are the love of their life and then suddenly leaving you for someone else the next day because they got angry, tired, or bored. They desire to reconnect with you after the discard, and this is equally shallow. This is also known as a hoover. How they react to you ignoring them and their new overtures depends on their personality style. Let me give you an example. A typical situation like this. Let's assume that you are a woman and you have been dating a guy that you really like for a while, and then your narcissist boyfriend very unkindly dumps you. Now, for reasons that you do not know, he has contacted you again and you have chosen not to respond. This can go a few different ways depending on their personal style and way of relating to relationships. Not all narcissistic men and women are alike, so here are a few of the common narcissistic relationship styles that I have encountered. The stalker. This person cannot bear to be discarded, even if he or she walked out loudly declaring that you were worthless garbage who needed to lose 10 pounds. Once you ignore this person, in their attempts to reconnect, they forget whatever they said to you before and instead fixate on getting your attention. This can go two different ways depending on their personality. Number one, their hunting instincts are aroused by the rejection and they feel this need to get back with you now because they view you as status enhancing or like a trophy. Number two, they are insulted by this rejection and they now want to viciously punish you. The trophy hunter. Suddenly you are the one who got away and they want you back. They will begin courting you again. They start liking your Instagram posts, sending you cute texts, and suddenly remembering that your birthday is coming up and that the two of you should celebrate with a drink in your favorite restaurant. Or they casually mention that they just happen to be in your neighborhood and ask if they can come by. They may even say that they regret that they broke up with you and that they need a second chance to prove to you how much they love you and how much they've learned from their mistakes. If you are flattered and naive about narcissists, you may think that all of this means that they really do care about you. Nothing here is actually about you and not the bad things that he or she previously did or the nice things that they are doing now. Everything is about them. In the way that a deer hunter does not care which deer's head that they get to mount on the wall, as long as they enjoy the chase and outwit the deer. Your guy sees you as a trophy and they can bag you by regaining your attention again. So once they have you again, they will lose interest in you again just as quickly, if not more quickly, than they did before. You are another dead deer, another one to hang on the wall. As they say, my dear. So the mean guy. This is the guy or girl who cannot move on after you ignore their new overtures because they see that as admitting that they lost you and they lost the game and that their shaky self-esteem cannot take this hit. Your rejection makes them feel insignificant, and to regain their sense of grandiose specialness, they need to feel that this has been obliterated because of your rejection of them, and they need to obliterate your self-esteem in return. They may leave nasty drunken phone messages in which they say everything that they can think of that they may think hurts you. If the two of you have friends in common, they will say mean things about you behind your back, knowing that those people will repeat them to you. They are not above lying to protect their image of themselves. They will also post multiple photos of themselves with different beautiful women on their Facebook and Instagram in hopes that you will see them and die of envy and regret. Many of these photos will be of women that they do not know, but they grab them up in a bar for a selfie or something ridiculous like that in hopes that they could prove to you how desirable that they really are. All women or men find them desirable, according to the narcissist. Their pictures are as fake as they are. The best thing to do is ignore this person, and eventually something or someone else will get their attention and is likely to distract them from you. So since he is likely to enjoy confrontation more than you, if you say anything or do anything back to their provocations, they are likely to escalate the conflict even more. The ghost. Unlike stalkers, ghosts tend to dislike confrontation. They are basically avoidant by nature. This man or woman probably originally left by simply disappearing from your life without telling you why. Just disappeared off into the night, stopped calling and didn't answer your text. You were left wondering what happened, as now they have reappeared and you have no idea of why they are back or why they left to begin with. When you ignore a ghost, they usually go away again, and they are likely to have a whole list of men or women that they have done the exact same thing to. As people are generally interchangeable to the narcissist and are valued mainly by their functions that they provide for them and not for you, your ghost will likely go on and contact someone else on their long list of victims. Ghosts rarely explain why they leave, but they are used to moving on and haunting someone else. The punchline here is, if you want to try to predict a narcissist's behavior after you ignore their attempts to reconnect with them, you need to ask yourself which of the best aforementioned characters or categories best characterizes this narcissist. Of course, not every person will fit into the aforementioned, but I find that these basic styles are a good place to start. Are they a trophy hunter, a mean guy, or a ghost?